Tag Show. Tag Show. That's gonna leave a mark, Taylor.
That's only speaker because I'm in the speaker. This is actually very awesome. This is the Mix Tag Show with
Jenna and
Blue, but we got a special guest in the building.
Dude. This is big. This is big, man.
For real.
Who
Who
we
we
got?
got? Who we got?
We got Mr. Killings in the building,
Yes,
a.k.a.
Ron Killings,
Well,
aka
well,
R
yeah.
Truth.
R-Truth.
Okay. That be me.
That be
Yeah,
you.
that be you.
That be me. Gotcha.
How's it going, Mr. Killings? How are you?
Fantastic. Everything's going good. Singles doing good.
It's a bop.
I'm just getting a lot of love. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
Yes.
dope.
A lot
It's
of love.
definitely a dope
Yes.
song.
Yes.
I seen the video up on World Star, and it hit about almost 1 million views right now. Is that 1 million, right?
That's on YouTube. It hit 1 million on their homepage.
Yeah.
Talk your stuff.
So now I'm working on that 1 million on YouTube.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
Hint.
So
Yeah. so-
Exactly.
Yeah. So go check
So
it out. Yeah.
Go to
check it out.
YouTube, stream it, watch it,
Do
listen
it.
to it, do what you got to do, support the man.
Show the love. Hey, when I get 1 million, I'm gonna drop the next one.
can we get the name of the next one though?
Can we get the exclusive?
Can we get the name of the next
Everybody
He
one?
wanna
laughed
get
at
that.
it. You know
Do
when
y'all
they
want
laugh.
Do y'all want a clue or y'all want the name of it?
Give us a clue. Maybe we can figure it out.
I was gonna say the name.
Okay. A
we
clue.
don't
Like
get it.
clues. I like that.
Yeah, give us a clue.
So the clue is, the name of the song is, a person I took a picture with that's a icon had a song the same title.
All eyes on me.
No, but
But it's
you
too-
close, dog.
Listen, I got.
All you was close.
We talking about Tupac.
Yeah,
Okay, I got.
Boy, that was close. You went straight there.
Doug. No,
No, it ain't gonna be slow. Not yet. Not yet.
not California Love.
It's coming
Ambi-
almost
and-
behind.
and-
Set it off. So it's like,
Ambitions as a rider. No,
I can't
hit him up.
hit him up.
that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
It did. I'm mad I didn't
Right?
think about that.
It makes sense,
gonna,
right?
See, I was gonna guess that, but I wanted to hear because he was talking about the clue thing. So I was like,
Okay,
nah,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because like at my job, like my boy, he's like into wrestling and whatever, and he was like, "Yo, you heard R-Truth's new single?" I'm like, "Yeah," and we were like listening earlier today.
So everybody's
Right.
vibing with it then, right?
Vibing with
Yo.
it. Yeah,
In my
absolutely.
group, they was talking about it. So
Bro,
it's making his moves around.
That's what I wanted to do, man. And I didn't want it to be like, it's a typical athlete, typical wrestler, bump the whoop or whatever. But it's
Right.
like music is what got me involved with wrestling. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I've been doing that way before I got involved with wrestling. But it's just now that I'm able to like be the mature me, be the grown me, be the inspired. Like I know me.
Right.
I sat in my saddle. I know how to ride me. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right.
it's like almost like taking your shoes off and grounding yourself with the earth, man, with knowing who you are and comfortable. You got your head up, you know what I'm saying? Your assurance.
Proud.
You got that faith, that belief. That's me all balled up. So that's why I set it off with just like, boom, I'm finna set it off now.
So what got you into music?
What got me into music, man, is my family. My dad played guitar. And I think, man, like everybody always hear, man, going to church.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going to
that's
church,
where it
man. It's
started.
just that
Foundation.
spiritual, man. That foundation, like music from my mom singing, man, in the kitchen, man, or singing, and when times was down, and going to church and just feeling and hearing the instruments, hearing the music, and then getting hooked into rap. And
Right.
I'm talking about like hooked into rap way back. I'm talking about when Kumo D and Big Daddy Kane and like EPMD and
Legends.
then like the Legends came
Slick
out. You know what I'm
Rick
saying?
and all
Slick
them.
Rick and all them and Eric B. and Rakim and
Right.
you know what I'm saying? All the way down, traveling down. I'm like, I just was involved with the music. It's just so happened, me living my life to where I lived it back then, in the streets. I done sold drugs. I done did this. I done did that. And meeting somebody while I was in a halfway house,
Right.
that was giving me a willing vessel, a whole different route to get what you want. I wanted to be this big rap star, man. From the time I had scholarships, I didn't feel it no more.
Right.
So I'm saying I can relate to people that's like stuck in life where like you may come from grammar school to middle school to high school, and like I want to do this, I want to do this. And when you get out of high school, sometimes you don't know what the hell you want to do.
Absolutely.
Get stuck.
You don't know
Even in
where you
college.
get stuck like Chuck.
Especially
you know what I'm
in
saying?
communities that we come from.
Bruh,
Exactly.
yes. You know what I'm
Like-
saying? And I try to tell people, man, even with my kids, like, you're going to change your mind 1,000 times.
1,000 times, absolutely.
Facts.
You gonna change, yeah, but you gotta attack it. You gotta attack
Right.
it hard, man. Whatever you do, whatever you strive at, whatever that little niche is, man, you got to just go hard and go get it.
Yeah.
And I got introduced to wrestling because I was trying to get a guy named Jack Crockett who believed in me in a halfway house. That's deep within itself. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
You got criminals in there, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Criminals.
Right.
So like he believed in me.
Criminal.
Yeah. And I tried to get him to invest in my music, and he was like, "Nah, God told me to give back to you, man, and it's not gonna be no money. You know, honestly, ain't nobody gonna just give you no money because you say you're a hot rapper.
Right.
And I
Right.
was actually whack back then. Hey, I was so whacked that it was cool and it was good and it was like, man, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, do your little
The
thing, you be
effort.
doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
the
the effort. The effort got me over. But Crockett believed in me, man, in a halfway house, and I actually turned him down for 2 years because I thought he wanted me to cut his grass or something. I had no idea who he was.
Right,
but
right.
Crockett him and his brothers brought wrestling to the South. That's
Okay.
when Ric Flair, Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, all the legends you heard, man.
Yeah.
So it's like he came and picked me up. I didn't have nothing else to depend on but going back to the street to hustle, going back to doing what I was doing to get money. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like, okay, I don't have a kid now. It's time for me to grow up now.
Yeah.
The rap thing ain't happening. Ain't nobody giving me nothing. No money. You know what I'm saying? So I did it. I went a different route, man. It didn't cost me nothing. I remember him taking me to one WCW show. And he was sitting beside me. And I saw Ric Flair come down the ring, man. And when his music hit, dog, and you got to think now, but I'm coming from like the
Right,
street.
right,
This is my
right.
first show.
So
Right.
you're not familiar with
No,
anybody.
whole
Right.
different world. The music hit, man, and the people, the energy, just like, it was like, oh, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and it was just, man, he started coming down and Crockett looked in my ear. He was like, see, that could be you right there, dancing and rapping. And when you get in the ring, you know what I'm saying? You can dance, you can duck and dodge and do your thing, man. And then you can, boom, we can fight. He pretty much was giving me that, you know what I'm saying, to mold me into that.
Yeah.
But he started me, he said, well, I'm glad you see this. The only way to get here is to go from here. And I'm talking about, I was making $20, man. I started off making $5 to $10, $15, $20. Sometimes I got paid hot dogs. But look, I'm being
It's the-
straight
it's
up
the
with
grind.
you.
That's
It's
the
the
grind.
grind. And that's the indies. And that was like going to learning how to put a ring together,
Right.
what a ring's made of. You got to have like, even being trained, you got to have psychology and ring awareness.
Right.
Like I can land anywhere in that ring. I should know where I'm at. I
Right.
should know how to, like, you know
You
what I'm
have
saying?
to know, like, the foundation
Yeah,
of
you got to know
everything.
everything. So
Yeah.
I went from that to like managing to being a wrestler to like he was like, I think you're ready, and started doing independence, man, here and there. I did independence for like maybe 6 months, and Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, saw me. And he's like, hey, man, you got something. And again, God told me to give back to you. So he said, I want to train you. He said, I'm going to train you how to take care of yourself first, then I'll teach you how to wrestle. And like, just with that knowledge of like, not just taking care of myself, I'm talking about like politically, emotionally, physically, mentally.
Right.
Like, cause like just doing this, $5, $20, you can't pay no bills.
At all.
You not- if you with somebody, like what are you putting in on
Right.
this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot that you go through, man, just to like get there. But I did it, dog, independence for like maybe 3 to 4 years. And this is how God just made my footsteps where like I already know what I'm in that saddle.
Right.
So it's like I get to the NWA Wild Side, and I remember I was there for maybe a year, 2 years, and Rick Michaels, him and his dad did the TV tapings there.
Right.
And he said, man, you should send a tape into WWE, man. I bet they'll sign you. And I'm like, a tape? I said, I'm having fun just doing this, bro. I'm like, and guys were like, dude, no, you have to leave. You have to go. You're a star. You're supposed to be this and that. Like, I
make
wouldn't
that
sell,
money.
I wouldn't sell no dope no more. I wouldn't
Right.
like on the street. I was doing something like, and that was that different lane. I tasted that blood.
Right.
Crockett always said, I want you to taste the blood. I know you're ready. But bro, his dad made me a tape, and he said, all I want you to do is just send it in. Sent it in. I got a call from Vince McMahon 2 weeks later.
Wow.
Flew me straight up to Connecticut.
When something's meant.
When it's
It's
meant.
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 Yes.
So you talked about, I want to bring it back a little bit. You talked about that picture with Tupac.
Right.
You also have one with Eazy-E. How did you get into that moment?
I got this. I got
Man.
the picture. Hold on one second. Just,
Yeah.
Because that
It's
picture
just
been
a
floating
right.
around for a
That's
minute.
me. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That picture been floating around for a minute.
Hey, and I heard Cross Colors coming back, so I was doing that way back. Yeah,
Right.
they told me they
Trendsetter.
coming back. Yeah. Man, that was back in my days, man. When I
That's
was
a pretty iconic
man,
thing.
I was street hustling, man, to like make money. To like I was rapping back then,
Right.
And I had dancers. I was opening shows, man, for Tracy Spencer, Kwame, Chubb Rock, and I was going to these Jack the Rapper conventions everywhere, man.
Right.
Just to like rub elbows. Back then, it was totally different, man. You take your demo, you take your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got your whole kit with you, man. So I was meeting Pac and all these guys, man, way back then at the convention. Pac had just like left Digital Underground. He did Juice then.
Okay.
So he was like,
So he was already like.
he was already
rocking
like
then, yeah.
like him and Tretch was like this right here from Naughty by Nature.
Right.
And like I remember, man, being at one of the conventions, and it was like, man, just hang with us, and just watching him work, and him being the icon that he was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Rest his soul, man. But it's like watching him work and seeing the glow he had and the effect he had on people. I would watch people just admire him because of what he knew, the knowledge he would drop, the smarts he had, stuff like that, or watching Ric Flair come down and being able to control the crowd, watching Rock be able to control the crowd. I not only watch that celebrity or that superstar or something to learn something from them or people that I look up to, I watch people around them to see if they feel that energy, feel that what that relateness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're able to do that in your career now when you come out into the ring and relate to the
yes.
crowd and get them involved. But going back to the music, you mentioned a lot of like New York rappers. Obviously, rap started in like the Bronx and everything.
Yeah.
And you being from North Carolina, right? Like, how do you incorporate your style, since especially when rapping started and whatnot, to incorporate your own flavor into rap?
This gonna sound crazy as hell, you know what I'm saying? But like, I do me.
That's it.
I do me. I'm that good the way it fits.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got like 30-something songs done. Like me and my producer, when we joined up, we're like, man, he's like, dude, we should drop a single every 4 to 6 weeks. Just flood the market. Just flood it. That's how many songs I got. And they're all good, legit songs. You know what I'm saying? They're like, my genre goes from, I got a rock song on there. I got some R&B stuff on there. I got a country song on there. So it's like there's no genre I'm not hitting. There's almost like there's no person I can't touch. I feel like that. There's no coast that there's no way, no place in the world that I've been to. And I've been pretty much everywhere that I don't get love from.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's just about you having some dope ass music and them just liking you.
Yeah. Organically, right?
Organically, man. I just go for the feel.
Who would you say are your inspirations when it comes to music?
Oh, man. Ooh, you hit me with that one. There's a lot of them because, like, you got to see, I like EDM artists. I like West Coast rappers. I like New York rappers. I like Dirty South Atlanta. I like Memphis style rappers. There's so many guys that took the game and took it to another level.
Right.
I mean, when you go to like, if you're starting up, if you're going from, one of the guys I listen to a lot of times is like Meek Mill. So much like he don't get the props he deserves. Like he's one of the artists I always play. When I'm getting ready to go work out, that's what I start with. When I'm getting ready to stretch out before a match, I play Meek Mill.
His latest album was pretty good.
It's like it's like him. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, Master P from what he did, T.I. what he did, Timberland what they did. So like, I just respect anybody like that brings their flavor and just sprinkle it and sauce it up, and people just like it because it's dope.
Right.
Exactly, definitely.
So you named a lot of dope artists. Is there any artist that you would love to work with, like one of your singles, or maybe are you putting an album together in the future?
Man, bro. Oh man, it's a lot of artists I like to work with, man. Yeah, I mean, bro, all the way from Meek. I'd love to do something with Meek. Future, definitely Future. T.I.
Yeah. How about J. Cole?
J. Cole, The Baby.
Baby's definitely hot.
I do
That's
something with
a
Hova
dope
too,
one.
man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's limitless without anybody.
So how do you feel, you being a artist and then obviously a wrestler, how do you juggle both lives?
You do.
You just do it.
You make it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Either you do it or it's gonna do you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the word can't starts with the word can. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you just adding that T to it. That T don't exist to me. What the hell I'm carrying the one for? What you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you suck it up. You make a way. It's not hard, it's not easy.
Right.
But I've had so many adversities, but it's like there's times that I have to push myself. There's times that you know what I'm saying. So it's like you just make it happen. I'm a family guy. I got kids. I got a wife. So it's like you just make it happen. You make it work. It ain't but 24 hours in a day, so you just pick them hours to like do what you have to do.
Yeah, and that's something I can attest to, like having kids and like having somebody to take care of. That's
a job by itself,
that's that
man.
extra motivation. Like, yo,
But yeah, that make you get out and go do it, right?
I gotta get this bread
Man.
anyway.
Got
Anyway,
my
I
family
can.
men over here talking their stuff.
I'm saying
Yes.
though,
Let me-
like,
Yeah.
you
It's not
gotta
my
be
segment.
there, especially when you growing up with trying to raise a son. And you gotta treat them to show them the right way to do
Yes.
it. Raise a daughter, make sure she's a queen.
Bro, you have to be there for those moments. You
Exactly.
have to. And like with my schedule, man, we'll be going a lot, me doing things. My kids come up with knowing what daddy does.
Right.
So it's automatically or organically support there.
Right.
They know when daddy's gone or daddy's out of town. There's a lot of birthdays and graduation. There's so much stuff I've missed over the career of my life that like I carry with me. But I release that when I hit the ring or when I hit the stage or when people tell me, man, hey, man, I grew up watching you, or my grandfather grew up watching you, man. I used to watch you with my grandmother, or me and my kids, man. It's not like I have a whole class of generations that I like sacrifice to that, like give it back to me every time they talk to me, every time they show the appreciation of me making my sacrifices.
Right.
Bro, I'm winning every time.
Yeah. And definitely you can say that you're not a rookie in this in terms of music or when it comes to wrestling, but you do stay with the times. And one of the ways you do that is with your social media. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
to me, I feel
TikToks.
like the TikToks, it's always
Yeah.
entertaining. I'm like, yo, what's next? Like,
Yes,
So
man.
what keeps you in the loop with those kind of things?
Staying relevant and keeping up with the time, man, and changing.
Right.
If you don't want nothing, you can expect change. It's gonna come. Either you're gonna change with it or it's gonna change you, man. So it's like
Yeah.
when TikTok came out, man, and Instagram and social media, man, and all this stuff, man, it's like people take to it. That's the way you can communicate with people that's across the world and like everywhere. So it's like you have to adapt. It's almost like you would look at me weird if I had a flip phone right now, wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like once the social media kicked in, man, and I like good energy. I like making people laugh. I like seeing people laugh. I like making people feel good. So it's like if I can do that, man, and be funny, I know how to be funny.
Right.
I know how to, I can make people laugh.
What
You
is
sure
it?
do.
Bring it into wrestling real quick. It was a segment with right before Rumble, and you had that segment with Brock. And like
Yes.
we go back and forth in regards to Lenza, but I'm like, yo, leave it to truth
yeah.
to make it more entertaining than what it should have been. So it's definitely like you definitely have a knack for just constantly
Yes.
entertaining us and just making us laugh. Definitely.
Oh, that was like a little bet in the bag. Everybody was doing. It was like don't tell Brock. We're not going to tell Brock what I'm going to say. He didn't even know what I
It
was going to
looked
say.
like it was just organic. Yeah.
And he just knew how it was supposed to end, but he didn't know what I was going to say. And it was like, we got to see if you can make Brock laugh. He's not going to laugh. He's never laughed. Blah, 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 blah. See if you can make him laugh. And Paul was like betting. He's like, I bet Truth can do it. I bet he can do it. And man, when we did, I'm like trying not to laugh because I know Brock's about to laugh when I
Right,
say
right.
this. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like I'm really like, I'm getting up in your grill. I'm ready to do something to you. It's finna be me and you, this and that. And then I was like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but you. It's who I'm with, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, and man, actually, man, Brock is like one of the coolest dudes in the business, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. He's Brock. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Right.
He's legitimately what he is.
Right.
Definitely. And I think a lot of people don't realize moving from Brock, but with you, like you've been in the industry for a long, long time.
Yeah.
'Cause I know I was watching wrestling since I was 8, 9, so that's like the Attitude Era.
Yes.
And you were.
That's when I came in.
You used to be K Quick.
Yes.
With Road Dogg.
With Road Dogg. I was actually, man, about to quit that day. Yeah. I was,
Really?
I was
Why?
ready to quit. Young, immature, and
Okay.
I got discouraged. Yeah, so, hey, I know how it is to get discouraged. You get discouraged, and you got to think, I done already took on this whole different path, and I'm away from my family. I done had kids now, so I'm away from my family, single parent, and it's like I'm driving 10 hours back and forth from Memphis, where I was at in developmental camp. And that's where I'm training to learn how to, like, really, you know what I'm saying, come into this character. And it was just different lane for me, man. And I was getting stressed and wasn't making the money and didn't see the glamour, the gold. This ain't what I saw Ric Flair doing. I was always thinking that. But it's like, I was good there. I was like the Southern heavyweight champ there. I was like, I done made some noise in Memphis. Everybody knew me. Like, I was working with Lawler. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, one day, one TV taping, I think it was a week before I was supposed to quit, Road Dogg and his wife was on vacation, and they came down to the TV taping. And when I went to the ring, he said, the guys came back and said, hey, Road Dogg was asking about you. Was you really rapping and dancing? Was that really you? Because he came out to go see me at the curtains. And he told the talent relations guy, he said, hey, that's my new tag team partner.
Oh, look at that.
So when I came back, he said, hey, my name's Brian James, blah, blah. He said, was that you rapping? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, bro, he said, would you like to be my tag partner? I was like, shit, you? I mean, you Road Dogg, man. He said, yeah, Billy was hurt at that time. And he's like, man, I'd like if you be my partner. I said, man, I'm about to quit, man. I said, all right, bro, I can't do this no more, man. I need to go back to the, I'm he said, bro, I know how it is to get discouraged. I know your whole story, where you come from. He said, if you give me 1 month, I'll have you out of here, and I'll have you on TV.
Wow.
And like, sure enough, y'all was a dope tag team.
It was like less than that. This one WWF New York was around the restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I remember.
I'm mad I never got a chance to.
I remember.
Really?
In Times Square, I remember
man.
passing in and seeing it all the time. Yeah.
Right on Times Square, man. So that's where like Road Dogg and K-Quick was like birthed at. Right. And we went in the studio, man, and he let me write the whole Get Rowdy song, man, and he helped him pitch in.
I was going to ask whose idea was the theme song.
It was.
It had to be you, of course.
Yes, but it was like when he saw me in Memphis, he was like, he knew I did music.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a funny story. He went and asked him for some money. At that time, you can go get money off your contract. You know what I'm saying? Right. And he said, can you do our music? I said, yeah. He said, you produce our music, do our music. He said, what do you need to do it? I said, well, my studio equipment is like kind of crappy. I'm still on the SP1200s. And he said, how much you need? I said, about 10 grand. He said, I have it to you tomorrow.
What?
So bro, yes.
That's it?
Yeah, so he went in and went to the office and told me he wanted to check for 10 grand. It was like, well, what do you want that for, Brian? He's like, I'm going to go buy some new music equipment so he can do our music. And it was like, oh, well, let us take care of that. We'll take care of all that. So they actually took care of it and sent it to the studio instead. Right. And he still bought me some music equipment. Yeah, just for me to be able to do it at home.
Stand-up guy.
Because he knew I liked my music. Yeah, Road Dogg was like, and when I came into the business with the Get Rowdy thing, me and Road Dogg, I was always in. I came in with Crockett. So it was like, everybody was like, oh, that's Crockett's guy, Mm-hmm. Then when I got to WWE now, it was like, oh, that's K-Quick, that's Road Dogg's boy. So that's what DX. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I was the cool dude. It was boom right there. I was when I was giving it that swag it needed, you know?
Right.
Definitely.
So it fit.
How much hands do you have in your music right now? Like, do you just write the lyrics and then you have a producer that you work with directly, or?
Me and J-Trax, my manager / producer, we write stuff. Bro, he got me on a whole different weight of like, I would write like somebody would send me the beat, so I would make it myself, or I would buy the beat or whatever, and I would write at home. It would take me like weeks to write it, so I would write at home. This is me producing stuff. And when I got with him, dog, this dude was like, man, it took us a while to like, he learned me, and he's like, we write songs, like he just had me come to the house, we just sit there and write a song while he's talking to me.
That's awesome.
I mean, like he's a real artist, dog. He's like, took me and like transformed me, almost like I say, always reinventing yourself and changing with time. He took me and just like gave me that flip inside out with like learning the way to do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? How you do it the right way with quality and with that pizzazz with it.
Right.
So it's like, we sit there and write, man. It's times I'm driving to Atlanta. He done got the song already done. By the time I get there, I just got to learn it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the formula we use and the way we do it, man. It's like I wouldn't have it any other way, man. That's why I feel like it's just time for me to like set it off now. Now, like, you know what I'm saying? It always goes back to that because I feel like I'm suited up now, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I'm just like, I'm ready to do it.
I was definitely going to ask you, how did it come together when it came to Set It Off? Like, how was that vibe when it was recording?
It's definitely catchy. It's definitely like
Set It Off.
We gotta listen to it in a few because
actually Set It Off wasn't our first pick.
Really?
No, it was not. It wasn't our first pick. We had I got like 3 songs, and he's like, man, we have to like pick, man. So we narrowed it down to the 5. And once we narrowed it down to the 5, and I think Set It Off was like number 5. It was like yes, and we narrowed it down, and then Trax was like, man, I think we shouldn't put the hot one out first. Put the next to the hot one out first. And we always felt like Set It Off was the next to the hot one.
Yeah.
And when Hit 'Em Up come out, you will see why.
Right.
Got you.
And-
It's pretty set it up is really like, and it's cool to see a lot of your peers, your coworkers like supporting you. And everything like that.
Yes. They've always supported me, and I'm just so proud of like Set It Off. Pretty much introducing myself back to like my roots.
Definitely.
That's pretty much what it is. And so like Track said this thing in the car one time. He was like, man, he said we did it because like we did 1 million on World Star's homepage like in less than 24 hours.
Right.
So that was like cool. So it was like, bruh, our thing is they see us now.
Right.
Yeah.
Second single, they gonna believe. By the third single, they gonna commit.
Absolutely.
Boom. So that's
So
how we
with
do
all
that.
with all the songs that you said you've written and what have you, do you plan on coming out with an album soon?
If it gets like really demanded, yeah. 'Cause we wanna. I'm giddy on the fact of just doing a single every 4 to 6 weeks. It kind of like keep people anticipated, and I don't want to blow my whole load first. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
which
You gotta
I
give the people what
could.
they want though.
I'm dedicated to that.
Yeah.
If they ask for it like that, boom, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it, and I'll still reinvent myself again.
As you should. In this
Yeah.
industry, you definitely have
You
to.
better.
So I wanted to ask you real quick, just touch a little bit of wrestling. What was one of your favorite 24/7 moments? You see, we got a shot.
Oh man.
You about a 205 time.
Oh my goodness.
Something like that.
It's so funny. It's ridiculous, man. Like I think it's like 34,
34
35.
times,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. One of my
It's
best moments.
beautiful, yeah.
Probably one on the tarmac, man, because it's like we was going to Saudi Arabia, and
The one on the plane.
yes,
That was
yes.
we posted. Yeah.
and man, that was just a out of the blue type thing. We on the plane, they had to fuel up, and I think we landed. I don't know if it was Turkey or somewhere we had landed, and so they were just fueling the plane up. And one of the producers, Johnny Ace, he was like, "Hey, Truth, it would be funny if you did some 24/7 stuff out there on the tarmac." And then I looked at him, he looked at me. He said, "Let's do it. Get the camera crew." Yeah. So it was like, and we just made the whole 24/7 thing, like that whole trip right there. And then I got to see my second favorite one was the honeymoon, Drake's honeymoon.
Yeah, that was
That
dope.
was like,
That's hilarious.
yes, I love that one.
It's so funny when discussing the 24/7 title. Like, I think like the initial reaction from like I guess fans, they were like, you know,
Yeah.
what's this? And
Another-
then if
another
this is not like the
hardcore
hardcore, exactly.
Right,
But
right.
I know for me, I gravitated to it, especially just seeing you just like what you and Carmella was doing with it. It was
Yes.
entertaining. It was actually a breath of fresh air.
And it was like spontaneous on the spot stuff. And it was cool how like they would come to me and like, Vince said, you know what to do. And I was like, man, I need something to go off of or whatever. They're like, man, like, and I would like, we would spitball. And
Right.
it would like just like come off. Then certain times Vince was like, no, I don't like that. I'm like, this would be funny. This right here, this would be funny. Do this right here. Tell Truth, add something to it. And so he was like, it was just spontaneous, funny stuff that was meant to be for social media.
And that's what I when you mentioned Vince McMahon, I've heard this that you're one of his guys because you're reliable in the sense of like whatever he asks, it's like the camera go and you just do what you got to do.
Oh man, I make chicken salad out of poop.
There
You
you
know,
go.
like that's what we do with life, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, lemons, lemonade,
It
right?
ain't gonna, yeah, man. It ain't gonna always be your flavor. It ain't gonna always be what you want all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm working, and you'd be surprised how many people don't tweet or leave on social media. Hey, you should do something else. Why don't you just I'm doing my job?
Yeah,
man? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, nah, you shouldn't even do that, Truth. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
So it's
everyone
like,
swear they're a writer or a
writer or
producer
something.
on social media. Yeah.
So it's like almost like me staying on top of my game. To like, man, bro, you can give me anything.
Yeah.
You can give me anything, and I make it work.
Yeah, definitely.
So one last question, wrestling related, before we play your hot single, Set It Off.
Yeah.
We're in WrestleMania season. What's your favorite WrestleMania moment?
Oh man, probably when my boy Roman Reigns beat Taker. I mean,
Really?
I was happy for him, man. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
really. I mean, Taker's like this now. I love Taker.
Right.
I love Taker, but I was happy for my boy. You know what I'm saying? I was happy for my dog, man. He deserved that, and it it blew his mind, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me being close to him like I am, I was happy to see him happy.
I have one last question. Just being like, in regards to wrestling, us being people of color, I know like in an interview years ago, I think when you were in Ring of Honor, you mentioned how, not to mention any names, but someone mentioned to you that wrestling is a white male dominated sport. In today, like today's era, when you see so many talented black superstars such as yourself, do you feel that's the same narrative?
No, I think we've come a long way.
Right.
As now, you can go up there, you can see so many champions. Look what Kofi just did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and my character, I've held a championship, a title everywhere I went.
Yeah. NWA.
NWA first.
African Americans hold it. Yeah.
Anywhere I went, whether it was independence or wherever, I've done that.
Right.
And I think, man, like the world is going to be the world.
Right.
And it's going to change, then it's not going to change.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, it's all within us to adapt and break stereotypes and break the norm and just like evolve, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it was hard then, but like now, dog, it's so many doors that's been open now, and like we making money now.
Yeah.
We're doing our thing now. We're being seen now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so many like our color kids come up to me and like, hey man, I'm happy for seeing you. Those are some of the moments that take away my sacrifice, because I'm like, oh, I just inspired this kid right here.
Right,
I just,
right.
you know what I'm saying, see one of us on TV and feel like, hey, I can be that. I can do that.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us here
No
on the
doubt,
Mixed
no
Tag
doubt,
Show. with
no
Jenna.
doubt.
If you haven't, follow us on Twitter at the Mixed Tag Show or at
Miss Jenna Baby, Baybe,
or it's Simply Blue with 2 S's in the middle, or at.
Ron Killings 1.
And now we're about to play his hottest single right now. You want to introduce it?
Hey, this is just the beginning of the beginning.
That's it.
Set it
Taking
off.
over.
You gonna do a TikTok for this one?
Yeah, I'm working on one.
Down like Mayweather. I'm a king. I'm a star. I'm a bold. I'm falling off. I'm a king. I'm a star. I'm a bold. I'm falling off. I'm a king. I'm a star. I'm a bold. I'm falling off. Been the dude and I came up. Now it's time for me to set it off. Damn, what's that?
Yeah, we gotta stack up that dollar.
Like domino.
Shout out to our Truth in the building right now.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming by.
Nah, thanks for having me back. Thank you.
No problem.
Y'all keep in touch, you know what I'm
We
saying?
shall.
Yeah.
Try to make.
Next single, bring me back.
We got you. We got you.
You said you have about 5 of them, so you have to come back about 5 times. So
Yeah, I'm going to hold y'all to that.
Yo,
we're holding you
here.
to it.
Boom.
You the superstar.
Stack it up.
Hey.
Yo, if Mayweather come back, he gotta let you perform this one.
Yeah.
If you got that
Like
one more
your-
match in him.
Like your
It's
boy
lit,
Swagger.
it's lit.
Yeah.
He just asked me about walking him down with that again.
Oh, really?
See?
In an MMA fight, yeah.
See?
Yo, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's his part. You know somebody's part when they just start busting it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You gotta do all the little dancing to it. I don't know how these kids be doing it nowadays.
I don't know how
it's
you
crazy.
be doing it. Not the kids, you.
Yeah. I can barely move. My son be like, Floss. I'm like, what? Hold up.
Yeah, but I try to stay, and that's what when I'm wrestling and I hit those moves, when I hit the wall, or I hit the flaws, or I hit the
Right.
shoes, or I hit the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the kids, I relate to
You
them.
relate to them.
Yes.
Better you than I can. Yeah,
my
no,
knees.
Yeah, man. Gotta keep them oiled up, man.
Yeah,
Gotta keep
there's no excuse. If he's doing it, there's no excuse.
Right? Yeah.
And that's the Mix Tag Show.
Tag show.